What up, world? Fight Towns. We back bigger than ever. This has definitely been the most exciting week since we've been shooting Fight Towns. Being here in Miami with the future, the star, the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. I appreciate you, bro. This week has been amazing, man. Now you allowed us to come into your home and talk to you for a minute. So, bro, I want to first tell you I appreciate it, bro, because, you know, me being a basketball player, it's hard for people to respect me in this space, you know what I'm saying? So for you to take the time and let me into how you train and get to know you better, I just want to tell you I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you know, like likewise, we have a lot of respect for you, NBA living legend. So we just, it's an honor for you to be with us and train with us and meet the whole team.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Oh, before we start, I want to let you know, the year you was born, I graduated high school.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
96.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But how you feeling today? You in camp mode? You've been moving around a lot lately. You moving up to the light heavyweight division. How you feeling right now?
I feel good, bro. You know, I feel like I've been wanting to make the move up for a long, long time. The only thing to keep me at 168 was Canelo. I had, you know, won a spot that I had rightfully earned. You know, I won the WBC title eliminator, the WBC interim title, beat the people that they put in front of me. Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andre, you know, so I was denied of getting a title shot, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I never wanted to piggyback off somebody's name. You know, my dream when I was a little kid is just to be unified world champion. And so if I'm not getting it here, you know, I'm going up to 175 and I'm going to start the campaign there.
On the 15th, you ready to roll?
I'm ready to rock, bro. I've been working extremely hard. And honestly, like a backstory on this, I told myself a long time ago, I think it was like 2020, 2019, I'm like, man, one day I want to fight on the card with Tank. But I just stopped because there was, you know, obviously I'm making good money and, you know, they don't really stack the two, you know, main fighters like that. And I got a call, you know, from Luis de Cubas in February, said, hey, bro, we know you're a main event fighter, but would you like to fight on the undercard of Tank? I was like, bro, hell yeah. You know what I mean? And not only am I honored to be on this card, but this is really a treat for the fans.
Bro, so, I mean, I'm a fan. You know, to have both of y'all fight back to back on that one night, I don't think we've seen a night like this probably since I've been watching boxing. These are the two biggest fights we can have at one time. So I'm glad y'all doing it. I've noticed boxers move around a lot.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why?
I moved from Phoenix. I went to California. Then I went to Vegas. Then I went to Oregon. Then I went to Seattle. Then I came down here. But it's just because my life has been, it's basically been like a training camp on the road my whole life. You know, since I was 15 years old, since I've been a little kid, I always felt like the world is too big to stay in one place. So I want to kind of go travel, you know, and I still have my home in Seattle and, you know, but now I wanted to make the decision to come over here. And then I'm still, you know, the thing I want to do is buy property all over the U.S. So I'm still moving around. I mean, it's my home for right now, but not my permanent home. But I just like being around people with good energy. I just like going around places like this. You know, this is when I was a kid, I never thought I'd have something like this. So It's a dream come true to me, and it's a lot of motivation. Every day I go to my balcony and I'm really big on prayer. I try to, you know, speak my manifestations, everything I believe into the world, and then, you know, it comes right back. And I feel really tranquil and peaceful, and it's really worked up to me to this point.
I mean, as you should. I mean, you know, when you boxing, you know, you got a whole camp, but when you get in that ring, you by yourself.
Yeah.
So you got to be at peace. You got to be in control of everything. And I've noticed that about fighters. Most fighters, especially the top fighters, you know, they are animals in the ring, but outside, man, they're the best people in the world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. Most guys are like that, though. Yeah.
I feel like the most dangerous person is the most quiet. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, I honestly know what I could do. And I know how hard it is to get there, you know, so I'm not going to act like I'm somebody I'm not. You know, I'd rather not have any problems or not act like a tough guy or whatever. I'd rather just show who I am in the ring. And that's what I respect more about you guys and you and the champions, because me being the champion in my sport, I know what it took. I know how hard it is, you know what I'm saying? I have teammates, you know what I'm saying? You go in that ring by yourself and you say you grew up and you've been in all these places. How did bouncing around in these places shape you into the fighter and the man you are today? So they shaped me. Let's start off in Phoenix, Arizona when I first started off. You know, my dad put me into boxing when I was 3 years old. And to be honest with you, I didn't really like it. I just wanted to be a kid my whole life, and my dad didn't let me. He was make me train, make me run, and you know, my dad was tough on me. If I didn't do it right.
I mean, cut you off, but was it you that that was with him when he got shot at the park?
I think he's with my brother.
Okay, yeah, he told me that's what made him move.
Yeah,
he wanted to get y'all out of there.
So my brother's originally from California. They lived in California. I think they had a problem that happened, and then we moved to Phoenix, Arizona. That's where I'm born. So my brother started off first. I think he was 5. He's 5 years older than me. So I think when he was like 7 or 8, I started training. I used to just walk in the garage because my dad used to train us in the garage, or train my brother in the garage. So I just poke my head in there. And then one day say, you know what, come in here. You need to get some work in. And my dad was tough on me, bro. If I didn't want to do something, he'd spank me and he'd really discipline me. But honestly, I felt like me and my dad had like a lot of conversations. Like he knows that he put me through a tough childhood, but I always tell him, I really appreciate you for that, because that turned me into who I am today. And that way, like that, I'm the monster I am today. It really just started like in Phoenix, Arizona, just beating, trying to be the best of the city. You start off locally, getting the best sparring. You make a name for yourself. My brother, he was very, very talented. He was national, I think he was like 15-time national champion.
Really?
He had like 150 fights. Yeah, he was really good. He was actually the youngest to win Golden Gloves. He won it at 16 years old. And the one before that was Muhammad Ali. So me just being a little kid and just watching my brother motivated me a lot. I was never really into the amateurs like that because, like I said, I just wanted to be a little kid. I didn't really take boxing too serious, but my dad had always made me train. Always disciplined me. And I started getting my amateur fights. And then my parents unfortunately divorced when I was 7 years old. So I was back and forth a lot. My brother, I stopped boxing for a year, and my brother and my father moved away. And I was like 10 or 11. So I was already a big kid. I was like 160. I blew up to 260.
I can't believe that. When they told me that, I'm like, no way he was 260,
I still can't believe it either. But one day I was going to school, and then I looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, damn, I don't even know who I am no more. Like, it's either gonna go one of two ways. I'm either gonna make a change for my life, or I'm just gonna hit a point of no return, and I'm gonna just be an obese person. I'm just be, not happy with myself. So I made the decision to go to Hollywood with my father. And at that time, my brother, he was getting ready to turn pro. So Freddie Roach took him under his wing, put him in a house out there in Hollywood. And my brother's sparring with Pacquiao, sparring with all these fighters. And then my father and my brother would tell everybody, he's like, yeah, you think, my dad would tell everybody, like, you think Jose is good? Wait till you meet his little brother. I get over there, bro, I'm a freaking fat ball. Everybody's like, this fucking guy, this is a monster you guys are talking about? So that's like, honestly, if I could tell you now, all who I am today comes down from moments like that where people underestimate
and doubted you.
And doubt me. I remember seeing that, and at the time I had like 10 years boxing, because I was 12. Yeah, I was 13, I had 10 years boxing. I'm like, man, nobody respects me. Everybody's laughing at me like, I gotta show these people. My dad that week put me to spar with a grown man. He was like 28, big, buff black dude. Beat the shit out of him. And then we moved from him, we, top amateurs, guys that went to the Olympics. And I sparred Kelly Pavlik. I started cutting the weight, obviously. I was getting down to like 190. I think I was 14. And then I sparred 15, I sparred Kelly Pavlik.
Oh, you was working to drop that weight fast.
I was working, yeah. It's because every day my dad it's no bullshit with him. It's working. He's always had a plan. And that's what I always admired about my dad. He's always made us work hard because he always knew what direction we wanted to go in. Yeah. He implemented with us strength and conditioning when I was like 12, 13 years old. A lot of people don't even do that until they get older.
Right.
Getting supplements, all this and that. So we're going hard. And then at the time, I still didn't really even believe that I could be world champion, to be honest with you. But I told myself, if it doesn't work out, fuck it. It doesn't work out, but I'm gonna put everything into it. I'm gonna put 100% into it, and then we'll see what happens. So from there, I spar Kelly Pavlik, boom, I spar all the best professionals in the world, champions. And then that's when we go to Big Bear, because my brother was in a fight and we did a camp up there. And this was, that's when I met Golovkin before he was known in the US. We're up there, my dad tells Abel Sanchez.
How old were you at this time?
I was 15.
15.
My dad tells Abel Sanchez, like, do you have a 68, 75 pounder? So yeah, I got a guy that just came from Kazakhstan. We didn't know who Golovkin was. And then he comes down, he looks like a nice guy. I'm like, fuck it, we'll spar him. And then we're getting ready to spar, and I'll never forget, he gave me one of the coldest looks I've ever had somebody give me. And I'm like, damn, bro, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. Because he was like, you got to understand about it. These Russians, Kazakhstan, Ukrainians, bro, they're all really decorated. Yeah. Decorated amateurs, they're very good, and they hit hard. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, if my dad believes I could get in there and, do me, then fuck it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. We had an amazing sparring session, and then I'll never forget that first sparring session. We both threw a left hook at the same time to the body. Boom! He hurt me and I hurt him because I hurt him. We both went, ugh, and then we took a step back. And then from there, it was just, I kept going back and sparring him. I was his main sparring partner. We had some tremendous sparring partners. But I would give it up to Gennady Golovkin. He really became a role model into my life because he treated me like a big brother. He would teach me workouts and we'd have great sparring sessions. I was holding my ground. I was giving them the best work out of anybody, out of everybody. And everybody there that was there in Big Bear knows that.
That says a lot too.
But just him, like I said, like he's a humble guy. He's the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. That's the way I want to go about my life.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be the same type of person as him. So shout out to Golovkin.
Shout out Triple G, man. Solid dude. Hopefully we can get him on the show one day. I was growing up when I was 16. My older brother got into it with 3 guys and they ended up beating him to death where he had 18 staples in his head. And I got to the hospital to see him the next day and he died an hour after I seen him. You had something close to it, you know, when your brother got shot.
Yeah.
And they forced you and your family to move.
Yeah.
You talk about that?
It was just, you know what I mean, Phoenix is a really dangerous place. There's just a lot of ways you could get into a lot of problems, you know, in the streets.
Where we come from.
Yeah, and it's just, we're all involved in that stuff. We're not involved, but like we know people, you know, certain people say something and this and that. And, you know, one thing led to another and I'm just like, man, it's just like, my brother almost died, you know what I mean? And I just seen him in the hospital, it scared me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, you know, shit could really happen like that. You know what I mean? So I just made a decision. I'm like, man, I don't want to be in Phoenix no more. Not no disrespect to Phoenix, but it's just, you know, I don't want to put my life in danger, my brother's life, and it wasn't for me. So we just took off, and you know, we left it in the past.
Yeah, I was talking to your dad. I got to give your brother some props.
Yeah.
He fought Terrence Crawford with a bad will.
Yeah.
He was still trying to heal and he still took the fight.
I think he took it like 6 months after he got shot.
Your brother a G for that, bro.
Yeah,
he's a G for that.
So my brother, they even told him the doctor came in his room, he's like, he's all, forget about boxing, you're not even gonna walk again. And my brother told him, he's like, you don't understand the type of person I am. I'm gonna fight again. He's a really strong man.
He's a real one, bro. Shout out to your brother, man. Do you think if y'all was raised differently that your careers where you are today would be different if you was raised differently?
So you know what, I think about that a lot. I think about what would my life be if my parents were together, and if it would have went a different way, if I was a different type of person. And I don't think I would have been this type of person I am now, you know, because there's some things that happen when you struggle a lot and you have that hunger in you and it feels like, you know what I mean, you got your back against the wall, that you just want to succeed just for yourself.
Yeah.
Me, I didn't have my parents, I wasn't in a household with my dad or my mom, you know what I mean? And I kind of, you know, I was a knucklehead when I was a getting into stuff I shouldn't have got into, you know what I mean? And I take full responsibility for that, but all that stuff made me who I am today.
Experience is the best teacher.
Yeah, it's just all the stuff we'd been through with me and my brother and all this stuff that happened to us when we were younger, is just, I wouldn't have turned out the man I am today if none of that stuff has ever happened to me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. People always ask, you know, damn, Jack, if you would have gotten to that brawl or shootout, you'd have made a couple All-Star games. I'm like, well, where I am today, I wouldn't change none of that because I'm respected from being a loyal friend. Yeah. Those two situations showed how loyal I am, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't change it for nothing.
And it gives you that type of mentality too.
Yes. That could take you way farther than anything else.
Yeah. And at the end of the day too, like I'm saying, when you go through them tough situations, you're the only one that gets yourself out. That's how strong you know you are when it all comes down to it.
Yep. Never know how strong you are. It's as strong as your only option.
Yeah, exactly.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
So you talk about growing up with your relationship with your dad, but I see today it's as good as it has ever been.
No, yeah, definitely. I love my father, and you know, like I said, at the end of the day, sometimes he looks at things different. I look at things different. We're entitled to our own opinion. Yeah. We're my own man, but at the end of the day, bro, I'd give everything up for my dad. Yeah. If it wasn't for my dad, I would never be here. I'd try to give up multiple occasions. He just wouldn't let me. Yeah. You know what I mean? He said, nope. I told him I'm gonna quit. I'm tired of this. You know, I just want to be a kid, this and that. He's like, you know what? You're not gonna do nothing that you want to do until you move out and become your own man. Yeah. You're gonna listen to me. Yep. It's like, fuck, well, I don't want to move out. I don't want to pay for nothing, so I guess I'll just follow his plan. But
and it worked out.
But yeah, it worked out, bro. Like I said, my dad, he's always been that type of person where he's always known where he's always like looking into the future in a sense. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of respect for him, tremendous respect. And if it wasn't for my dad, none of this would be possible. Yeah,
he'd been through a lot too. You know what I'm saying? He basically told me, you know, his story. We're gonna talk about him more later, but he basically said, man, like, you know, everybody called me. I tell them, ask David. I let my son make his own decisions. You know, I guide him, but I let him make his own decision. And that's how a father's supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He trusts you to make the right decision, but if you come to him, he got all the advice in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot. You know, I made a lot of mistakes in my career too. You know what I'm saying? In the shootout at the strip club and things like that, doing things that, you know, I probably shouldn't have done. You know what I'm saying? At places that I probably shouldn't have been. But it could have been easy for me to just say, to deal with it and not try to evolve from it. Damn, I messed up just living. No, I evolved. I took steps. I started doing the right things, putting myself in different situations to get out of that place. You know, I worked hard today for people to look at me as Steven Jackson, who's sitting here with you right now. With the mistakes we both have made in our life, people don't understand how hard it is to get that off because people think that's who you really are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Talk about like through the ups and downs you had in your life to make it to today, because I know some kids that boxing are listening. Yeah. What were some of the steps and how hard was it for you to, because you know people talk a lot and they can post stuff and they don't even be true. Yeah. But as a man, when you have kids, you take that personal because you don't want your family to see these things. Yeah. How do you deal with stuff like that?
I just feel like after you do something like that, it's not about what happened, it's about how you rebound. You know, I feel like sometimes the mistakes I made, I kind of use myself, you know, as a sacrificial lamb so other kids could see, like, bro, you can really get yourself into problems, you know what I mean? So if, you know, the best thing I could do is give people advice from the stuff I've been through, you know what I mean? I've been through a lot of stuff. So, I mean, every day just trying to be the best person I could be. You know, like I said, like you said, we all make mistakes, but as long as you try to rebound and become the best version of yourself you could be after that, then that's all you could do.
So I've been with you all week. I've been blessed to see you and even learn some stuff from you. I read that you say your favorite part of camp is sparring. Why you say that?
To be honest with you, I think the name is self-explanatory. You know, I love beating people up.
It is.
You know what I mean? And this is always the way I've been. I've always had a passion for boxing, and I'm just a different type of fighter, bro. I feel like if you hit me with one shot, I'm gonna hit you with 3 or 4. You know what I mean? And then there's things about boxing that, you know, I love the contact. I love feeling it. I love getting put in those situations where you have to bring yourself out of, or, you know, show who you really are. And that's just what it is, bro. You know, I really do love boxing. This is my passion. I love it. And I love sparring. Honestly, I love everything about training. Yeah. I love how hard it is. You know, I love running. I love doing weights. I love all that stuff. You know, so a lot of people say, you know, I'm undisciplined or this and that, but at the end of the day, bro, you ask anybody in the gym, I'm in that gym all day, every single day. We seeing it. Putting in work, bro, and that's just the type of person I am. You know, like I said, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna give it 110%. Yeah. And that's just how I've always been.
I was watching you spar, and you wasn't taking it easy, but you know you was working. You was, you know, when you in camp, you working, and for some reason I don't know what he did, but you turned up fast. Next thing you know, it's blood everywhere. I'm like, I didn't even see it. We all standing here watching. Next thing you know, it's blood everywhere. But that's that switch.
Yeah, that's that switch that you gotta have. And you see, like, a lot of the top fighters, they got the switch. Yeah. And you just gotta turn it on sometimes. And that's just how it is, bro. Like I said, you get hit with one shot, I gotta hit you with 3 or 4 back. You,
Mike Tyson called you, gave you the name the Mexican Monster. What have you learned from Mike, and how do you take that coming from one of the best to ever do it?
I felt really honored and really privileged to have, you know, now he's like my really good friend. I never even thought that would be, you know what I mean? And, you know, every time I see him, oh, David, how you doing? You know what I mean? So, and I've had conversations with him off the camera, and, you know, just about stuff in life. And, you know, he's giving me a lot of good advice. You know, who else better than Mike Tyson to give you advice? Right. You know what I mean? So he's giving me a lot of, like, strong advice, you know what I mean? And he's just a great guy, and it's not only him too, it's Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, Marco Antonio Barrera, all these people that I've met that have a lot of respect for me. Like, it's a dream come true to me because I've looked up to these guys my whole life. And for them to be there telling me that I am what I think I am, it just lets me know that I'm, you know, the trajectory of my life is the way I'm going is, you know, it's all earned, and I've been working extremely hard, and I am where I'm supposed to be at in my life. So when you gave me the nickname, I was doing a podcast with him. He's like, you know what, man? You know, I'm gonna call you the Mexican Monster. I was like, oh, that's shit. How it came about. Yeah, I'm like, damn, that's tight, man. And it's just, there was a video when I was a young kid, when I was 12 years old. You know, should I bring it up?
12 years old?
13. It was my first interview. It's a big shout out to Ellie Setback too, because he's had videos of me.
Ellie Setback, that's my guy.
He's asking me, he's like, oh, so what do you think who do you want to be like when you get older? I'm like, I don't know, Mike Tyson. No, I'm gonna look for it.
Boxing sensation.
This was like,
Elliot looked the same.
That's me right there.
But he's not the only boxer in the family. His younger brother David is only 13 years old. He's been boxing since
Gordo.
So I'd pull up, look, my dad look young. So when I'd pull up to the gym, bro, that's exactly how I looked. But I had experience on me. I was good. I was a beast.
Yeah.
But I just never got respect until I got in the ring. So that's what I'm saying, that I really had to earn my respect.
Yeah.
People laugh at me when I'd walk in the gym. When I walk out, nobody be laughing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the one.
That's the one,
That's
yeah.
the one,
That's how you want it. Y'all
Yeah.
sleeping, y'all better wake up.
Yeah.
What's your favorite win outside of a title fight?
My favorite win outside the title fight is probably the Porky Medina fight. That one, was really probably one of my best victories. At the time, I was 20 years old, and he was just coming off of a world title fight that a lot of people thought he had won. He had got robbed. So me, I knew exactly what I was going into, and I was a little kid, going in there 20 years old, facing one of the best in the world, at that time. And I not only did I beat him, but I beat him in impressive fashion. Probably one of the best combinations. That combination is going to go down in history. 8-punch combination. So I'm really proud of that. Honestly, my whole career, I've always worked hard my whole life. Man.
Yeah,
man. It's just a blessing to still be here and, still have the motivation and, still doing the stuff I knew I was going to do when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have that vision, and I'm just keep following it.
It's super gratifying when you put in that work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Through the ups and downs, you put in that work.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of people that sit around, like I said, why me, why him, why not me? But you don't know how hard I work.
Yeah.
You don't know what I overcame and what I've been through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but me personally, when I watch and I study athletes' life like yours, I can correlate because I understand the ups and downs and how we could have easily quit and gave up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the easy part.
Yeah.
But it shows way more character to get out of what you're going through and still stay at the top.
So what I think is funny too, I think a big part of my success is me being overweight. Because I always had to put in overtime. Always overtime. But I just got into a rhythm that I got used to working like that. I worked 6-7 hours daily, every day. And I would see world-class fighters, and I would see these guys only train 45 minutes to an hour, not running, not doing strength and conditioning. Like, whoa, like, you guys are like world-class. Like, what's going on? I'm like, but shockingly, bro, that's how people train.
Yeah.
A lot of people train like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was I knew I was over the curve, and even to this day, bro, I don't think there's anybody that trains as hard as me. There may be few fighters that train like me, but I feel like I work extremely hard. From the miles into the camp that I run, I'll probably do like 250 to 300 in a whole camp.
I almost died today. I know, I felt it personally. Miami has always been a huge culture for boxing. You got Kimbo Slice, you got Roy Jones. Why is Miami so attractive to boxers? Because a lot of guys, shout out to Mateo at BoxR, you created a great relationship with him. A lot of professionals that came through that gym and come through Miami to train here. Why is it so attractive?
I just feel like it's the place, the destination everybody wants to come to know that they've made it. It's a beautiful place, but if you're not strong in your head, it can really mess you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But honestly, this is paradise. I wake up every morning, I go to my balcony, I'm like, wow. And it gives me even more motivation. And also too, is a lot of people, you can make a lot of connections with a lot of people. Like I've met so much people just being there at that gym. I met artists, I met other fighters, football players, all types of people.
Because boxing ain't gonna last forever.
Yeah. So, that way you get to network and, maybe get some plays after your boxing career has set something up, you know what I mean? So, I just feel really blessed.
Today, who you like watching? Boxing.
Bro, I'm a boxing fanatic. I like Tank. I like Devin Haney. Alexandr Usyk.
Yep.
Deontay Wilder. Klitschko, but he's not fighting today. Inoue. Who else? Terrence Crawford.
Yep.
Earl Spence. Even the Charlos, when they were coming up, I like watching them, but everything's out, we squashed our beef and everything, but they're really good guys too. They're really good guys. I just honestly, I watch everything, bro. Yeah. I watch everything. I even watch, I like the young guys. Shout out to Cromwell Morton. Great fighter as well.
Right, so I want to shout out Ryo, my boy Ryo.
Yeah, Ryo.
I like Ryo.
Yeah.
You said we honored to see this you and Tank fight on the same card. How did this happen, and what kind of relationship y'all got?
Tank is a cool fighter. You know, we have a lot of respect for each other. I think he's gained more respect for me after he seen me fight Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? It was a great fight. He was there in attendance. So the way this came about, I'm used to doing my own main events. I've been having my pay-per-view main events past 3 fights, and they told me, oh, well, you might fight in June. And then, before that, I had seen that they announced the Frank Martin versus Gervonta Davis. So I'm like, oh, bro, hopefully there's a possibility they put me on there. You know what I mean? Because I've always said, like, I'm not that, when it comes to this type of stuff, I like to put ego aside.
Yeah.
And I like to think about the fans.
Yeah.
Because me as a fan, I would love to go to see that our together in the same night as a fan, if I was a fan.
Right.
Or if I wasn't me. I'm like, bro, this is the last time something like this happened was like Julio Cesar Chavez and Mike Tyson.
Ooh.
So then Luis Saku was like, bro, there's an opportunity. You know, we could give you your own main event, but just listen to me. He's like, what if we put you and Gervonta Davis on the same card? I'm like, bro, let's go. Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. You know what I mean? So that's how that happened, bro. And honestly, it's a dream come true, and I'm happy that we could bring this to the fans.
That's dope. That's dope. Y'all was able to make that happen.
Yeah.
For all the fans, I know me as a boxing fan, I appreciate it. Is it true that the Saudis offered some money for you and Crawford at 160?
So it wasn't really them offering me the Crawford fight. They just said, would you want to fight with us August 3rd? I'm like, I kind of already have this here. And they said, would you be able to fight at 160? I'm like, brother, I would love to, but I haven't been at 160 in a long time. I thought in my head, I asked them, like, so I'm just curious, who would you guys put me against at 160? It's like, oh, we're thinking about Crawford. I'm like, oh, I would love to fight him, but not at 160.
Not at 160, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't been, I don't even remember the last time I weighed 160. You know what I mean? So that would be a big shout out to Crawford. He's a great fighter. I would love to share the ring with him one day, but not at 160.
What you thinking at this moment right here? You ready right now? At that moment?
Yeah. You know what it is, bro? I've gotten to the point where, you know, I don't really like to bash somebody because at the end of the day, I give respect to Canelo. He's a great fighter. Yeah. He's one of the best Mexican fighters of all time.
But wanting to fight him, David, is not bashing him.
Yeah.
That's not bashing him.
But that's what I'm saying. They spin the narrative on Instagram. Right. If I say something, they say this or that. But I only want what I earned.
Right.
And I'm entitled to it. From what the WBC told me, they say you win the title limiter, we'll give you a title shot. You win the WBC interim title, we'll give you a title shot. I've been in this position for 3 years. So just because Canelo, he could do what he wants, as he says.
Right.
He's not going to fight the top competition. And he's holding all those belts hostage, bro. And it's not like you got other great fighters too. You got me and David Morrell's there.
Yeah.
At 168.
Yeah.
How is it fair that these sanctioning bodies let him pick and choose who he wants to fight? Mm-hmm. How did Charlo come up and fight at my 168? Mm-hmm. How is a guy in Munguia that's fought there twice skip the line, go up? And now I'm hearing that Berlango's gonna fight. You know, bro, like, you know, and then the Canelo fans too that be talking shit, bro. Like, do you guys not want to see the best fights?
Right.
Like, I don't understand. I'm just trying to make the best fights happen, and that's it. But it's just like it's crazy that they don't do nothing about that, and the WBC doesn't do nothing. Like, they really don't enforce it. And then I heard something that they said that, oh, they're gonna give me, after I fight this fight, they're gonna give me 10 days to decide whether I want to go down or to back down to 168 or stay at 175. I'm like, bro, I've been there for 3 years and you guys are only giving me 10 days to make the decision. Like, it's kind of fucked up, but you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I just want to give the fans what they want to see.
Yeah.
I want to not only prove to the fans I'm the best in the world, but I want to prove to myself that I'm the best in the world. Mm-hmm. And that's an opportunity I've earned.
And and I understand, and it's through Canelo. I mean, we all know he's the face of boxing right now. You know, we all know that they let him do what he wants, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as a fan, we all want to see the best fight the best. We all want to see that. You know, I honestly did not enjoy his last fight. Me personally, I did not enjoy it because I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to just beat him up the whole fight, you know what I'm saying? Because I can tell at press conference, and you don't have to argue at the press conference, but he showed Canelo way too much respect at that press conference. Way too much.
That's exactly what I said too.
Yeah.
Shaking, like, thank you.
Yeah, it was way too much, bro. So I knew how that was going to go. But, you know, hey, We gonna continue to support you and see you fight the big fights. Hey, we move on from Canelo, so be it.
And that's the thing about it too. I feel like this fight is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, so if I could go up and get titles at 175, then that's gonna make this fight even bigger. So I'm not going nowhere. I'm 27 years old. I'm getting better every single year, and time will tell. Time will tell when this fight's gonna happen. But you know, I'm ready. I'm evolving every day as a fighter, as a person, as a man, and I'm getting hungrier and hungrier every single day.
When we used to play, like especially in the playoffs and championship games, we used to find out ways to make the defense take away what they like to do, or how can we exploit, you know what I'm saying, their defense and some of the stuff they do. As a boxer, like say Canelo, do you see ways where you can exploit and make it difficult for him?
Yeah, definitely. I see a lot of things I could do. I mean, I'm not gonna say it here.
Right, of course.
But the thing about the boxing is you want to get the strengths and turn them into weaknesses.
Yeah.
It takes a really good fighter to do it. Not everybody could do it.
Yeah.
But I have confidence in myself. I know what I've done before.
Yeah.
And I've been in the ring with the best of them, bro, since I was a little kid. Since I was 15 years old.
So there's really much you haven't seen.
There's a lot you guys haven't seen.
Yeah.
But the thing that frustrates me too a lot is that I want the best fights I can possibly make happen, because when I fight the best out of myself comes.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the best of myself.
Yeah.
And once you put yourself in that uncomfortable situation where you really have to fight, that's where you know what type of man you are. You know what I mean? I still want to see that too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I want to see the best of myself, and I know I will shine when that time comes.
You feel like you're getting the respect you deserve?
I think now I'm getting the respect I deserve. You know what I mean? But like I said, the job is not done. Until I'm retired, the job is not done. I want to be unified. That's the dream. On 168, 175, and then go up to cruiserweight. You know what I mean? So until my job is done, I got another 10 years in this boxing game. So I'm not satisfied with anything until I do everything I set out to accomplish.
Do you think you should be on that pound for pound list?
I wouldn't say so, because
I would.
Yeah, but as me, it's just speaking as a fan, it's not my fault. It's because I haven't got the fight.
Yeah.
If I would have got the fight, I want to earn it. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing to be given to me. I actually want to earn it.
Right. I think with the fights you've had and the fashion you've won and the star power you have, me personally, I think you should be on the list.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Tell me, what do you think about David Morrell?
He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter, technical fighter. You know, the reason that fight hasn't happened at 168, because I was kind of already done there at 168. Yeah. You know, I've kind of outgrown it. You know what I mean? I've been there for 10 years. Yep. I think my body's just getting big, and just getting stronger, bigger.
Is it harder and harder?
It's harder and harder, yeah. And I just feel like it takes a lot out of me. But, you know, now it's time to go up to 175. You know, David Morrell's going up to 175 too. I seen him at the fight. I'm like, we get it soon. So look out for that fight soon.
That's dope. How do you feel about influencers and YouTube boxers?
You know what, bro? I feel like
it's entertainment.
It's entertainment, and I feel like I take a look like at Jake Paul. He fell in love with boxing. He was a big influencer, did what he did, but he took boxing serious. And for us boxers, I feel like we shouldn't be mad. Obviously, a lot of people are mad because he's making a lot of money, but he's had that fan base.
Yeah.
I feel like if us boxers could really motivate a person like that had nothing to do with sports at all, in his line of work, really transition into a boxer, I mean, that's what we're here for at the end of the day, to motivate people to be boxers.
Right.
People, not everybody's gonna grow up like us. Not everybody comes from the places we come from, you know. But when you see people like this that actually putting themselves in these hard situations, trying to work hard, because boxing is hard, bro.
Yes.
If you could whoever goes through a 2-3 month training camp, I have a lot of respect for him, because I know how hard it is. So this man has a lot of money. He don't have to box, but he actually puts himself in there to box, put himself through hell for training camp. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. Some of the other fighters, there's a lot of good fighters like Dean the Great. He was good.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah.
But there's some other people that are just trying to exploit the boxing, just, you know, for some dumb shit. Nah, I don't respect that. I feel like if you want to become a influencer boxer, you know, have some respect for the sport and actually learn the sport.
Yes, exactly.
I've seen some fights, bro, are just like it's cringy. Like, what the fuck am I watching?
It's some kid named something Poppy.
He's pretty good.
No, he can fight.
Really good. Yeah, he's really good.
No, I like him.
Saul Poppy.
Saul Poppy. And he comes to fight though. He's not playing around, bro. Like he really,
he's a Filipino.
He trains hard too.
Yeah.
He trains hard.
There's people that come out like that you see the talent, you see them working hard. Like Dean the Great too, he's really good. There's been other people, but if they just want to exploit the boxing and then give the crowd a shit performance, I don't respect that.
Yeah, and you might not like Jake as a boxer, but you can't be mad that he has a big fan base that comes out and support him.
Yeah.
And I had to tell myself that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a real boxing fan.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like if he got in there with a real boxer, it'll be over for him. But the way he's guiding and picking his fights and doing it, I gotta salute him because one, he knows how to make money and he's taking full advantage of his fan base. So you gotta salute a person like that.
That's actually really intelligent. You know what I mean? He has a big fan base. He knows what to do with it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. At the end of the day, some people, they complain about other people making money, but it's like, bro, it's the way you market yourself. It's marketing.
Right.
You gotta you gotta go out there and, have people really know you.
Yeah.
To sell. Some people get mad because they don't make money, but bro, you have to do more for your character, for your image, for you to sell more.
You are what you negotiate.
Exactly.
You can't be mad, you know what I'm saying? If you negotiated some bullshit, that's your fault. You got to deal with it. Give me 3 trainers in the boxing game today that you respect outside of your dad.
I like Derek James.
Yes.
I like
Texas boy.
What's his name? I don't know. Gervonta's trainer.
Oh, Calvin.
Calvin. He's a great trainer. Buddy McGirt.
What's Calvin and Kenny? Calvin and Kenny. He got Calvin and Kenny. Yeah.
Yeah, that team is really good. Robert Garcia.
Well, where Rayo's at right now.
Yeah, there's some great people. And him and his brother Mikey, they're great people. Shout out to Robert Garcia.
Yeah,
I love them people.
I love him. I respect the shit out of him.
His whole team, they're great guys. And not only that, they know boxing.
Yeah.
They know boxing.
Yeah, I salute Mikey.
Yeah, they're all good over there. There's a lot of boxers, a lot of trainers. Their name doesn't come to mind right now, but I met a lot of good people, bro. I've met a lot of good people, and the thing about boxing, the life of a trainer, the life of a fighter, it's very lonely. It's very lonely.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
So anybody who's in this line of work, I respect anybody, everybody who's here trying to follow their dream.
When I say these names, define them in one word. Floyd Mayweather.
Genius.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a
genius. There's no other way to put it. Genius.
Yeah, genius. Manny Pacquiao.
Ferocious.
Ferocious. Great call. Oscar De La Hoya.
I don't know what other words. My vocabulary's not really that good. Great. Yeah.
What can you say you've taken from his game and put in yours?
So much stuff. Ring generalship, jabs, combination punching. And not only that,
Oscar was a dog too.
He was a dog, bro. That's what people forget, that he's a dog. And he fought the best out of the best. He didn't hide from nobody. And you can say whatever you want about Oscar, but he's made some good business decisions outside the ring. Mm-hmm. He's been able to, with this promotion company and all the other endeavors he has a lot that people don't even know about. That guy is set for life. Mm-hmm. So he's really, really intelligent.
Shout out to Oscar.
Yeah.
I was with you when Roy Jones was in the gym the other day, and I saw the footwork and the steps he was showing you, and I was practicing on it when I got back to the room. How was that, and being able to actually learn some stuff with somebody that you say you looked up to?
Bro, so it's just like all these past 3 years have been like really surreal to me, because Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, all them people, and now I met Roy Jones. It's just like crazy, because this guy, I remember I told my wife something. I told her that I wanted to be a trainer, and I told her, she's like, why do you want to be a trainer? She's like, because I feel like it's my responsibility to pass it down to whoever wants to know the knowledge. And that's exactly what Roy Jones told me. He's like, yeah, so if you want to learn, it's my job to pass down the knowledge. Mm-hmm. So he's just a great guy, bro. You could tell, and he's a legend. Who better than Roy Jones?
Yeah, right.
The fastest, the best combination, forehook. And he just knows so much about the game, bro. So it was like I said, it was a dream come true. It was a blessing just to be there, and his presence was an honor.
I just wish, we might have footage, but I wish you could see how me and him, how excited we was to get to see you in the gym. He was just as excited as me, bro. If you could have seen him, he has that same respect for you, dog. And that's why I thought it was so dope, you know what I'm saying? Because I was excited, but to see Roy Jones excited to, get to talk to you, and I think that was super dope.
And it's cool too, because when I'd ask him about stuff, I'm like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? His eyes will light up, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's a dream come true, bro. It's a blessing, and Never in 100 years I thought I would, be rubbing shoulders and, learning from all these great fighters, you know what I mean? So it's, like I said, it's a blessing.
I can say this week, I've learned a couple things from you. One, I've learned how to push myself. I seen you push yourself today. We all know how hot it was in the gym. I did 3 rounds with your dad, and I thought I was gonna have to go call an ambulance to get an IV or something. I thought I was about to pass out, but just to see you work, bro, and watching your footwork, like, I'm a tall guy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that since I'm tall, I gotta have a wide base, and that's not necessarily true. Because I was taught today, when I'm stepping back, lead with the back foot. When I step forward, lead with the front foot. But now I learned all that stuff from watching you today. When you learning something that Roy taught you this week, how easy is it to put it into your game?
It's fairly easy because before Roy came and told me, I've just watching him, I've learned it.
Yeah.
'Cause, bro, when I was a little kid, I used to watch, I remember we'd have the VCR, put it in, Roy Jones, the fight would finish, I rewind. Fight would finish, I rewind. So I kind of, everything he was already telling me, I've kind of had an idea. And it's easy for me because I have a lot of experience. I've been boxing 24 years. So I mean, I kind of know what works, I know what doesn't work, and especially when, sometimes, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, you want to figure out how to do something, but then when somebody explains it to you, you're like, oh shit, that's how you do it. And that's kind of what happened with Roy. I was having some problems trying to figure out how to do it, but then that's the greatness talking in Roy Jones. I picked it up like that.
Yeah, you did the first move.
Yeah,
you picked
so
it
I'm like,
up.
oh shit. So it's just like, it's really cool. I get to be around these legendary fighters because they tell me stuff like that and I'm able to implement it.
Yeah.
And, Roy Jones is cool. He did some stuff. What I'm probably gonna start doing to people I train, he's like, man, well, get behind me. And why he said that is for me to mimic what he was doing. So I'm like trying to mimic everything he's doing and looking at his legs. I'm like, oh, wow, I could really see how he's moving, his legs and shoulders and everything. So it was a really good tactic to learn.
Yeah, I seen how quick you picked it up on the first try. That was crazy.
Yeah.
You and your family been through a lot, and y'all made through a lot of hard times. Looking back, people ask me all the time, is basketball everything to you? And I'm like, well, basketball is what I do, is not who I am.
Yeah.
So it was everything at one point, but my family and my happiness is everything to me.
Yeah.
Right? So when somebody asks you, is boxing everything to you, what would you say?
I tell my wife all the time, like, I have 2 loves in my life.
Yeah.
Number 1 is boxing, and you're number 2. It sounds kind of fucked up, but like, if I take boxing out of the equation, I would have never met my wife. I didn't even know how I ended up in Seattle. That's where she's from. So my boxing career took me there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After, obviously, my kids and my wife and my family is everything. But, this is what really led me to them. So I'm forever grateful for boxing.
You sound like Tom Brady. Tom Brady said, fuck that. If I gotta come back or get divorced, I'm gonna play football.
But like I said, boxing, bro, is just everything to me. Like, boxing is, when I didn't have nobody, boxing was there for me. Yeah. Basically.
That's how I feel about basketball.
It's always taking care of me. Always taking care of me.
When I didn't have nothing to eat, nobody to talk to, I can go play basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that would fill my stomach for the next 3 hours.
Yeah. And then it makes you forget about your problems.
Everything.
Forget about everything. You're just in a zone of trance.
Yep. Appreciating life.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
I see in the next 10 years, I see myself being the greatest in my generation.
Yeah.
Unified in multiple divisions. And just being a great man outside of boxing, a good friend, a good role model for the kids.
Yeah.
And I really want to start getting into like philanthropy and all that stuff. So that, I have a lot of big goals for myself. I always tell people that don't discourage yourself from the goals you make. Dream big.
Yeah.
Take a shot at it, see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you waste your life on not doing nothing, 10 years go by, 15 years go by, you're like, man, I should just took the chance.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst thing you could do, where you not take the chance to do something and then you live the rest of your life with regret.
Regret. A man that thinks the same at 15 as he do 30 has wasted 15 years of his life.
Yeah.
There's no way you should be thinking the same way 15 years later. So I get it.
Yeah.
I have 5 girls, 2 boys. I'm not with none of my kids' mothers, but I'm in all their lives, and I love my kids dearly. What's the best part about being a father?
The best part about being a father is just seeing my kids happy.
Yep.
Also just seeing my wife happy, being able to be there for them and, have them live experiences that we never thought were possible. You know what I mean? And also I just want to be a great man, and I just want to lead my son to be a great man himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think I haven't got there yet. You know, I'm gonna get there when he gets older, because I want to make him into a great man. But I think that's the whole point about being a father. You got to raise a great man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to that. And not only just a man, I'm looking forward to raising a great woman and my daughter and my future kids.
Right.
And just being a happy family. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to have a family together. I didn't grow up with my mother and my father in the same household, so that's really what I want to give to my kids, and make sure I'm always there with them.
Change the mode.
Yeah.
I will say this though. You have a great blueprint of what a great father is in your father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us, you know, my dad didn't have a great relationship. He lived 5 minutes with me, and 5 minutes from me, and I barely seen him. But to see your dad today in your relationship, the father that you want to be and are today, I can see you seen a great man.
Yeah, my dad he's definitely showed me that. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like he's told me, he's apologized that things couldn't have went different, but you know, he's always set a great example for me. And that's why I want to be a great dad too, because my dad, he did everything possible for us. My dad, bro, my dad was a hustler back then, and he in everything, he was making money in everything. He used to go back then, and we used to go to California. We used to get the bootleg movies. We used to sell them.
Yeah.
We used to get the grills. I go to the whole neighborhood, sell them. Candy everywhere. So my dad
had to get it.
My dad was getting it, and that's what he showed us. He showed us, and never settle for anything. Always try to be the most you could be.
Yeah.
And because of that, because of my dad, I am where I am today.
Before we close, look at that camera, and if it's something you want to say to your fans.
I just want to tell all the fans, thank you so much for the love and support. You know, I cherish you guys dearly. And you know, all the people that are behind me, I'm going to give you guys the best of myself, David Benavidez, and I'm going to be unified world champion for you guys. And thank you so much. I love all you guys.
I want to thank you, bro. This has been amazing for us. I speak for me and all our staff, bro. The way y'all treated us is unbelievable, bro. We just, you know, we were just thinking to come in, you know, and get some interviews, spend some time with you, but, you know, you really made time for us, everybody in your camp. Shout out to Boxar, too, for bringing us in and made sure we were straight all 3 days. So I just want to thank you for coming on Fight Times, man. I will be at all your fights. I just told them I'm going to go buy all the gear and support you, bro, because I knew you was a real one, but to meet you in person, you know what I'm saying, you were solid as they come, man. So I appreciate you coming on the show, bro. You got a real friend in me, too.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
This is Fight Times Miami, man. Shout out David Benavidez for bringing us to his home. Shout out Boxar. Shout out David Benavidez Sr., David Roy Jones, everybody from this week. We had a great time. Peace.
This is the type of intensity you want to see. Let's go. I love it. This is a legacy fight for both guys, and I think both guys understand that.
Did you get nervous in the big game?
I did get nervous. I think if you don't get nervous, you don't care about that moment. The biggest fight of the year, probably the biggest fight of this generation.
How do you feel?
Feel good to have these gloves on. Head on top of the goggles. I want y'all to look to me as an ally.
Throw it.
Right hook to the body. There you go. Nice.
You think I can take a body shot from you?
You sure you want to try?
No, I'm asking.
In the next 10 years, I see myself being the greatest in my generation.
Hey. Woo! Yeah!
What's your name?
Big Five.
Let him know.